Welcome to U.S. Homeless Stories. In the dim back streets of Texas, life flickers between fragile hope and crushing despair. They call this place the Lone Star State, a land that once shone so brightly with promise, buzzing industry, and the raw heartbeat of the American dream. But oh, behind that glittering facade, thousands of our fellow humans drift in heartbreaking silence, their names and stories swallowed by the relentless hot wind. In 2025, over 27,987 souls in Texas faced homelessness, a painful 3% rise from the year before, according to World Population Review. If these raw truths stir something deep inside you, hit that subscribe button on U.S. Homeless Stories to never miss the real, gut-wrenching realities unfolding across America. Stick around. What if one small act could rewrite their story? 1. Introduction to the homelessness issue in Texas. Texas stands tall as one of America's wealthiest and most powerful states. Yet behind its prosperity lies a growing humanitarian crisis, too often ignored. As of 2025, nearly 28,000 people across Texas live without stable housing. According to federal data bureau, a number that reflects not just statistics, but broken systems and unmet promises. While the state's $2.4 trillion GDP fuels global markets, thousands of Texans fight daily for basic shelter, food, and dignity. In Houston, one of the nation's fastest-growing cities, more than 1,200 people are unsheltered, surviving extreme heat and scarce resources.
You know, I've lived here since I was like 13.
Since 2019, so.
For more than 15 years, and I've learned a few things in the process. One of the most important things I've learned is that how we see people is the beginning of how we treat people. I want to change the way our community sees and treats those experiencing homelessness.
Behind every number is a personal loss, a family separated, a veteran forgotten, a worker left behind after one missed paycheck. These lives deserve more than sympathy. They demand action. On U.S. Homeless Stories, we bring these realities forward, not to sensationalize, but to awaken compassion. If this issue moves you, take a moment to reflect, share your thoughts below, and subscribe to U.S. Homeless Stories. 2. Statistics on homelessness in Texas. Homelessness in Texas has reached a scale that can't be ignored. The 2025 point-in-time count recorded nearly 27,987 people without stable housing, placing Texas among the hardest-hit states in America. In Austin, over 3,200 individuals were counted, a 36% increase from the previous year. Meanwhile, Houston, Dallas, and San Antonio face rising encampments as affordable housing vanishes and wages stagnate.
Sleeping arrangements for people experiencing homelessness. We don't have the services or service providers. And when we focus solely on congregate shelters, the problem that happens is there's no one-on-one care. The peer support, that's why peer support is important, but we don't have enough peer support going into congregate shelters to be able to exit people out of homelessness. We spend the days just maintaining.
The Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs reports that for every 100 low-income households, only 38 affordable units exist. In big cities, rent for a one-bedroom averages around $1,500, pushing families toward eviction. Underfunded mental health and addiction services turn small problems into collapse. Every statistic hides a life, and every life raises the question, what kind of progress leaves so many behind? Three, root causes. Homelessness in Texas isn't the result of bad luck or laziness. It's the outcome of deep structural cracks in the system. Beneath the state's $2.4 trillion economy lies a reality that punishes the working poor and forgets those who fall behind. The most urgent issue remains affordable housing. For every 100 low-income renters, only about 38 units exist statewide. That shortage leaves tens of thousands paying more than half their income just to keep a roof overhead. In Austin and Dallas, the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment sits near $1,900 a month, while the minimum wage hasn't budged from $7.25 an hour in over a decade. Even those working full-time can't close the gap. Mental health and addiction services are underfunded, ranking Texas among the worst in the nation for access to care. Many people who could recover and rebuild are instead left untreated, cycling through shelters, streets, and hospitals. Add to that the scars of natural disasters, hurricanes, floods, and heat waves that have displaced families from Houston to Beaumont, and you get a system built to fail those living on the edge. One missed paycheck, one illness, or one storm can send an entire family into freefall. Four, harsh life on the streets. On U.S. Homeless Stories, the streets of Texas reveal a heartbreaking truth. Life without a home isn't just hard, it's dehumanizing. Under the brutal Texas sun, tents melt into the pavement, and people seek shade beneath bridges just to survive the day. When night falls, the heat gives way to bone-chilling winds. In cities like Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio, you can see them, men and women curled up on sidewalks, their worldly belongings packed into a single torn bag. Every day is a test of endurance, every night a battle to stay alive. Food is scarce, and even kindness feels rationed. Some line up for hours at shelters hoping for one hot meal, while others wander through alleys, searching trash bins for anything edible. Showers, restrooms, clean clothes, these become distant memories. The smell of despair clings to everything, yet it's not filth, it's the scent of forgotten humanity. For women, the fear is constant. Some sleep sitting up, afraid to close their eyes. One young mother I met in Austin told me she ties her daughter's wrist to her own every night, so no one takes her while I sleep. But even in this harshness, light flickers. A stranger shares a sandwich. A volunteer calls someone by their name. These moments, brief and fragile, remind us that compassion still breathes in this world. If these stories touch your heart, don't look away. Like, comment, and subscribe to U.S. Homeless Stories, because the moment we stop caring, we stop being human. What do you think you'd do if one day you lost everything? How would you survive? Five, voices of protest from the homeless. Across Texas in 2025, the cries of the homeless echo louder than ever, not in silence or surrender, but in defiance and dignity. On the cracked sidewalks of Houston, people once invisible are standing shoulder to shoulder, demanding to be seen. When the city swept away tents under the bridge on Pierce Street last month, dozens returned with hand-painted signs reading, "We're human too." It wasn't anger that filled the air. It was heartbreak, resilience, and a desperate plea for compassion in a world that often looks away. In Austin, hundreds gathered on the steps of City Hall, chanting for real housing, not handcuffs. Mothers spoke through tears about losing jobs and homes in the same week. Veterans who once served the nation now slept under the same flag they defended. Their voices trembling as they asked, "Why is survival treated like a crime?" Community groups like Vocal TX and House the Homeless joined in, calling out laws that punish people for being poor instead of helping them rebuild. These rallies weren't riots. They were reminders that behind every tent lies a human story, a name, a dream that refuses to die. At U.S. Homeless Stories, we believe these voices matter. They reveal the courage it takes to speak up when the world stops listening. Every shout, every chant, every handmade sign is a call for empathy, for change that starts with understanding. What about you? If you saw these protests on your street, would you stop to listen or just walk by? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Six, impact on people and social security. When we talk about homelessness in Texas, it's not just statistics, it's people. Each person without shelter carries a story of loss, strength, and survival. Behind every tent on a street corner is a soul who once had a job, a family, a dream. In Houston, where thousands face the heat and storms without cover, hospitals report rising emergency visits for preventable illnesses, exhaustion, infections, untreated mental health struggles. Each visit costs taxpayers, but the real cost is human, the slow erosion of dignity and hope. Communities feel the strain too. In Austin and San Antonio, public spaces turn into battlegrounds between compassion and fear. Some call for sweeps and bans, others bring blankets and water. Families with children sleep in cars, trying to keep their kids in school while pretending everything is fine. Veterans who once wore the nation's uniform now stand on street corners, holding signs that say, "Still fighting to survive." The emotional weight of invisibility eats away at self-worth, a silent wound deeper than hunger. Homelessness doesn't just weaken the economy, it fractures the very heart of society. Every person left behind is a reminder that prosperity means nothing if it doesn't reach everyone. This is U.S. Homeless Stories, and our mission is to humanize these forgotten lives. If this touched you, please like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below. Seven, government efforts. In Texas, the fight against homelessness is being waged on many fronts, state, local, and community-driven. The Texas Interagency Council for the Homeless, TICH, unites agencies from housing, health, and Veterans Affairs under one mission: to ensure no Texan is left behind. Their Pathways Home Plan serves as a roadmap to prevent and end homelessness across the state. Programs like the Homeless Housing and Services Program, HHSP, fund major cities such as Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin, helping build affordable housing and support emergency shelters. Even the Ending Homelessness Fund, created in 2017, lets citizens donate during vehicle registration, small acts that translate into real hope. Still, the challenges remain immense. Affordable housing is scarce, and mental health programs are stretched thin. Federal policies that emphasize encampment clearances in 2025 continue to stir debate about whether enforcement should replace empathy. Yet local nonprofits and volunteers persist, proving compassion often succeeds where politics fail. This is U.S. Homeless Stories, where we don't just report numbers, we share lives. What do you think Texas should prioritize most? Affordable housing, mental health, or better shelters? Leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support our mission to bring light to the unseen. Solutions for the future. On U.S. Homeless Stories, when we talk about solutions, we're not just discussing numbers or programs. We're talking about people, hope, and second chances. Texas in 2025 faces one of its toughest challenges, but also one of its greatest opportunities to prove that compassion and smart policy can walk hand in hand. The road ahead begins with housing first, not punishment. Giving someone a safe place to sleep isn't charity, it's the foundation of recovery. Studies show that when housing comes first, over 80% of participants regain stability within a year. Cities like Austin and Dallas are already experimenting with this model, creating small, supportive communities where mental health care and job assistance are part of the same roof. But we need more than isolated programs. We need a movement. Affordable housing construction must expand, mental health clinics need funding, and communities must open their doors rather than turn away. Every dollar invested in prevention saves far more in emergency care and law enforcement later. Most importantly, we must start listening to the voices of those who've lived this struggle and know what works. Imagine a Texas where no one has to sleep under a bridge, where kindness and opportunity replace stigma and silence. That future is possible if we act together today. If this story moved you, please take a moment to like this video, leave your thoughts below, and subscribe to US Homeless Stories. Your voice can help shape change and bring visibility to those who are too often forgotten. Question for you. What do you believe Texas needs most right now to end homelessness? Affordable housing, mental health support, or community compassion? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. 9. Personal reflections. Looking back on everything we've uncovered through US Homeless Stories, I realize this journey is about far more than statistics or city names. It's about understanding what kind of society we truly are. Seeing homelessness up close forces you to question what progress really means. How can a state as prosperous as Texas still leave thousands without shelter, while skyscrapers rise higher each year? It's a mirror held up to our collective priorities, showing how easy it is to celebrate growth while ignoring those left behind. Through our investigations, one truth becomes clear. Homelessness isn't just a housing issue. It's a reflection of compassion, community, and willpower. It challenges every one of us to decide whether we'll look away or take part in the solution. Every policy, every conversation, and every act of awareness contributes to shaping the world we live in. Change doesn't always come from institutions. Often, it begins with empathy, one person choosing to care, to listen, to understand. At US Homeless Stories, we believe awareness can spark action. That's why we keep documenting, asking questions, and refusing to let these lives be forgotten. If you've watched this far, your voice matters. Leave a comment below. Tell us what you think could help bring real change. And don't forget to subscribe to US Homeless Stories to stand with us as we continue shining light where it's needed most. Conclusion. As we conclude this journey through Texas's homelessness crisis, one truth stands firm. Behind every number is a life, a struggle, and a dream still fighting to survive. In a state famous for its strength and pride, the growing reality of more than 27,000 people living without homes challenges what Texas stands for: community, resilience, and opportunity. This isn't just a social issue. It's a moral test for one of America's most prosperous states. From Houston's crowded encampments to Austin's shelter lines and El Paso's forgotten corners, the pattern remains. Rising rents, stagnant wages, and insufficient support systems pushing families toward the edge. When a mother must choose between feeding her child or paying rent, or a veteran ends up sleeping beneath the same flag he once served, the problem becomes deeply human. A great society is not defined by its wealth, but by how it uplifts those left behind. Still, hope endures. Across Texas, countless volunteers, advocates, and faith-driven communities work daily to restore dignity, offering meals, blankets, and understanding. Real solutions lie in affordable housing, expanded mental health care, and genuine compassion. But the first step begins with awareness. At U.S. Homeless Stories, our mission is to keep these voices heard, to remind everyone that change starts with empathy. If this story moved you, please like, comment, and subscribe, because each voice raised helps bring another person home. Question for you. What small act of kindness could you offer today to make sure no one is left forgotten in the shadows of Texas?